Hello students, hope you all well. Today we are going to start our new chapter, Unit 4, Section B, The Llama. The Llama basically the chapter deals with the short journey into Tibet. So let's start reading. The monastery was a cluster of buildings surrounded by a wall clinging to the slope of the hills. Built of sun-dried bricks, the end of its wooden roof turned upward. Two fierce-looking statues of the lion guarded the gates. Debu entered the mingled hope and curiosity. So before starts the chapter, I'll let you know about the characters. This basically is a short journey to Tibet, and there are the few characters are there in the chapter. Debu and Hayat, who are the brothers, and they lived in the Tibet only. Kalyan Singh. Kalyan Singh, we can say the leader of the Karwa when they all will go on trip. So the leader of the group is Kalyan Singh. Sonam Darka, he was a Tibetan trader. Trilok Singh is the one who troubles Debus or who torture Debus and his family when Debu's father lost in snowstorm. So Debu went to search on a trip to search his father. So first paragraph that is called monastery was the clusters of building. Cluster means all together or a group of similar things of people appearing together. That is called cluster. So monastery was a clusters of building or all surrounded by wall. Some hills are slinging down or sun-bright bricks. Basically, it's a structure of a monastery, which is showing here. Or Debu was seeing all with the mingled hope and curiosity because he has never seen such kind of buildings. So he was seeing all those. When he entered, he see all those. So he was mingled with hope or curiosity that if the monastery look like this from outside, so how it looks from inside. So he was curious and mingled. We always pay our respect to the lamas, Kalyan Singh whispered. They are extremely powerful. We take care not to displease them. Now, Kalyan Singh, when they all entered, so Kalyan Singh, before entering, he was warning, or he was saying, or he was just letting others know that we are going to meet the lamas, so we should not displease them. Otherwise, they are powerful, they can do anything with us. But Debu was busy talking or taking in new sights. But Debu was not listening at all. He was busy was seeing the sights because he has never seen such kind of um, places or monasteries or buildings before. So monastery was unlike any place of worship he had ever seen before. It is the place where like most of you have seen the temples, but monasteries are different, or actually it's a place of worship. Prayer cylinders, flags, and yaks' tails were placed here and there. These things are placing here and there in the monastery. They walked down the courtyard into a veranda with a large cloth frill running around the roof. When they walked down to the courtyard, he saw, or everybody saw, a large cloth frill which is running around the roof. It had red pillars and an ornate prayer wheel taller than Debu himself. When you all, you must have seen a big wheel which they can spin. So Debu also have seen the same, and that wheel is more taller than the Debu. Here now what happens, Sonu spun it and then folded his hands, raised them to his hand and prostrated himself on the ground. Now Sonu, who was one of the other member of their group, he folded his hand like when we pray, so we fold our hands. So he also did the same, and he raised them to his hand and prostrated. Prostrate means throw oneself flat on the ground so as to be lying face downward. For means like when you go temple or you pray, so you lying down on the ground, no? So it is same. Prostrate means same. They followed suit and then entered through a multicolored door with bright strips of cloth hung over it. The scent of burning incense and butter lamps was the same as in temples back home. He could hear a regular droning sound coming from inside, along with the sound of the gong. Here again they are showing some. Again they are showing the scents or butter lamps or burning insects. All those good fragrance are coming to him, like as we can um, we used to familiar in temples, so same kind of fragrance coming to him and the same sounds of gongs also. So here Debu was very much excited. Now next page, turn the page. It's the monks chanting their prayers, Sonam Darka said. When they heard the sounds of the gong, so Sonam Darka said that they are chanting the prayers. They might be doing the prayers like we all do in temples, bhajan, aarti, same. So Debu entered the dark audience chamber hesitantly, overawed by the presence of the shaven-headed monks in yellow robe. Now what happened? All of a sudden, Debu entered in the audience chamber. He was hesitant, although he was hesitant, but still he entered in that, and it was overrode by the presence of the seven-head monks in yellow robes. Overrode means impressed so much that one is silent, means everybody was sitting very silently there. And the monks, you all must have seen, they have shaven headed, or they all are wearing yellow robes, if you must have seen. Darkly gleaming images lit by rows and rows of lamps, or everywhere there is a row of lamps everywhere when he entered in that chamber. The all merciful Buddha was seated in the center surrounded by other deities, and all Buddhas were seated there. One of them captured Debu's gaze. All of a sudden what happened? One of them, the row which was there, among all, one captured Debu's gaze. She had many arms like the Hindu goddess Kali and was slaying a demon. There were hands bare too, like the one they use in worship. So what happened? All of the deities or all of those we can say statues are there. So he got captured by one statue, that is of Hindu goddess Kali, or we can say slaying of demons, or that statue having handbells, or everybody used to worship them. His eyes rose to the walls painted with scenes from Buddha's life. Then he thoughts pulled him back. When he visiting, or when he was wandering, or when he was watching all those things, so he has seen the walls was painted with the scenes of Buddha's life, and then he got it back. Could he dare to ask the Lama about his father? Then he memorized that he is here to search his father. So he thought that he should ask Lama about his father. Maybe Lama knows that where his father. Suddenly he felt cold. His father had told him that they always offered gifts to the Lamas and he hadn't brought anything. Suppose the Lama felt slighted, got annoyed, they would try to fall back and disappear in the group. Now what happened? The time when he just thinking that I should ask to Lama about my father, he got back with the thought that father told me to always offer gift to lamas, but I do not have anything and I hadn't brought anything. So what to give? If I will not give to them, or if they saw me, or if I ask them something, so they will get annoyed. So now here Debu feel that he should not go back. So what he did, he again fall back in the line or in that crowd or in that group, and then he disappeared. He dropped that plan to ask Lama. Come forward, Kalyan Singh whispered, tugging at his elbow. See, that's him, the head lama of this monastery. Now, what happened when when all were standing there, so Kalyan Singh called Debu that come here, what are you doing there? Now see that there, the head lama of this monastery. Debu looked nervously. He was now nervous. He blinked in surprise. The yellow clad figure seated on the gilded throne was a boy even younger than he was, maybe as old as Ahayat, with a round chubby face. A tall man wearing silk robes stood near him. Now, what he has seen a small boy, and he blinked his eye. He was also wearing the yellow clothes or yellow robes, who was sitting on a throne, and that boy was younger than his brother, even means his Hayat, who was his younger brother. That boy means the Lama, head Lama, was younger than his brother even, or he has a chubby face. So, and the one person who was standing or stood near him was a tall man, or who also wearing the same silk clothes. He recollected what he had heard. It was believed that when a lama died, he was reborn soon after. The senior lamas of the monastery would search for the baby who would be his successor. Various signs and tests helped them to prove that he was the right one. That's why some lamas were young children. Now, when he saw that boy, he recollected all his thought, and he come to know, and everybody believe that when Lama die, so soon after he reborn. So that is why that senior Lama, or that is why the head of the monastery is a baby Lama. So he thought the same thing. Debu saw all the others bowed respectfully and did the same. Perhaps this Lama might overlook the fact that he hadn't brought him a gift, but as he bent low, the top in his pocket, the one Hayat had given him, rolled out. Now what happened? Everybody was showing respect to the Lama. So Debu also did the same. But what happened? Now he also afraid that I do not have bought anything. But the time when he bent down, a top which is given by his brother when he went out for a trip, Hayat has given a top to Debu. So that is when he bent down, that top rolled out to his legs or towards the Lama. Debu froze, then grabbed the top, but when he glanced up apologetically, he saw the little Lama's black eyes glittering with excitement. Immediately he picked up the top and offered to him. Lama flashed him a delighted smile. Debu bowed again and stepped back, relieved. After that, the others presented the Lama with strips of silks, dry fruits, and sweets. Now, what happened? He thought that this is top. I cannot gift this to Lama. But the Lama was, as he was a baby, so his eyes were glittering by with excitement by after seeing that top. Debu immediately picked, but when he see that Lama is very much delighted to see that, or exciting to, so what Debu did, Debu offered that top to that Lama, and then Debu bowed again and stepped back. After him, everybody was offering silk or dried fruit or sweets, whatever they have, to Lamas. Then Lama blessed them seriously, or everybody was giving something to them. Monk placed strips of silk around their necks and gave Kalyan Singh a leather pouch containing butter. Now, now what happened? The monks which was placed a strip of silk around their necks, they are having, or they placed a strips around their neck, and Kalyan Singh and gave Kalyan Singh a leather pouch containing butter. Then he poured tea from a silver kettle into cups they carried in their waist bag. So whatever they have, the cup they have, or the silver kettle they have, the Lama gave Kalyan Singh a leather pouch which was containing, or which is having butter. They gave this to Kalyan Singh, and Kalyan Singh poured tea into the cups. The Lama said politely in a fluty voice, "Is all well in your country? Is your ruler well?" Here, Lama asked to them that everything is well in your country. So Kalyan Singh replied in affirmative, means Kalyan Singh said yes on behalf of everyone. As Debu sipped the salted butter tea, he wondered if he should ask about his father. Now they all are having tea there. Now again Debu think that he should ask about his father to them. Then he dismissed the thought, and Lama's question seemed routine. Again he dismissed his thought, and Lama started asking his questions. He didn't want to make things awkward by asking questions for which there might be no answers. He did not ask anything to them because he thought that how could they know where my father is. So he think that What is the need to ask the question when they will not answer me, or when they don't know where my father is? So the situation will be awkward if I ask them the same. They would turn to have a last glimpse of monastery as they left. Waves of sonorous sound swept the air as the monks began to play the trumpet in homage to the setting sun. Its rays lit up the glided route dramatically. Now everybody was about to leave from there, and they are playing trumpets, or sonorous sound was coming out, because they are paying tribute to sun, settling sun. The Lama seemed pleased with your gift. Sonam Darka smiled. The tall man was his father, he added. Then what happened? Sonam Darka said to Debu that Lama was happy with your gift, with the top, what you have given to Lama, and now he is happy. And the tall man who stood near him, he is your father. What else will child be happy with? Trilok Singh burst out scornfully. Now Trilok Singh was making mocked of him, or making fun of him. What he said, what child else? That Debu has given talk to him, so he started making fun of him. He's back to being his normal mean self, Debu thought. Ever since he had nearly fallen off the mountain, Trilok had been quiet and withdrawn. He had kept his distance from Devu, though Devu had noticed him turn a surly eye on him now and again. As they are going back, so all of a sudden, what happened here? Trilok Singh about to fall from the mountain, but Devu saved him. He is no ordinary child, Kalyan Singh said with a frowning. He is a Lama. He turned to Devu. I was going to hand you the scarf to give him. It struck me just then that you may not have brought anything. Now Kalyan Singh said that he was not an ordinary child, means he was a Lama, so you should give something else to him. So what Kalyan Singh did, Kalyan Singh gave a scarf to him, or he said you should have give this to Lama. Trilok Singh snorted, and Debu's and Sonam's face reddened with anger. Here Trilok Singh was angry, and Sonam's Debu's and Sonam's face reddened with anger, means they said that you haven't brought anything for Lama and you should brought something else. So Trilok Singh, Debus and Sonams were got anger. Sonam was about to say something when Kalyan Singh spoke. First you behave foolishly on the way to pass and endanger others' life, and now you are being disrespectful. Disrespectful, he went on. We have always honored the Lamas, worshipped the Buddha, and been rewarded with his blessing. Here again, Kalyan Singh says that you should not behave like this. You should have show some respect to the Lamas and others also. Jivan another person in their karma. Jivan also said the same thing. If you will not, or if you will disrespect the Lama, you will bring bad luck for us by this behavior. This he said. So I'll say what I want. Trilok said differently and stormed off. Trilok Singh said, as I have already told you that he is not such a good man. So he all the way he did the same. The others gazed him anxious, swans wrinkling his brow. Devi found it hard to sleep that night. Now it is difficult for Debu to sleep. Questions crowded his mind that they would be in Ghatok soon. He was thinking now he'll go to Ghatok to search his father. Suppose he couldn't trace his father. No, he squashed down the thought. Now, again, he was thinking in his own mind that what will happen. The money bag felt like a lump of iron digging into his belly as he tossed and turned. I felt so uncomfortable that he decided to untie it and place it under the rolled up old shawl that was his pillow. Here, what happened when everybody was very much happy, or up from the Devu, so Lamas and their members have given some money to Devu, and that money was Devu. What Devu did, he tied all the money into his belly, so he was very comfortable with that. So he thought that I should keep this money, or I should take it out this money, or I should keep this money under my pillow so that I can sleep. But he was worried about the money. Perhaps the same restlessness made him come awake in the middle of the night. No, it was something pressing on his chest, almost suffocating him. Again, he was feeling very much restlessness. Although he has kept all the money, away from him. Still he is restless. No, it was something. So he feels very much suffocating. It was actually not suffocating. Someone is pressing on his chest. A terrifying thought coursed through his mind. Was it a robber? Then he thought might be a robber. He could hear a jagged repetitive sound, someone breathing heavily close by. Jagged means walking or a rough sharp point protruding. Here rough or heavy means. Here means rough or heavy. Such kind of sound he can hear. But he had heard that robber came, never came silently. Then he thought, why robber came silently? Um, they just came with a loud noise. They let out fierce cry to terrorize their prey and fired their guns. Could it be a wild animal? That should be. He cried out for help. So he thought, if it is something, so I'll cry for help. He was about to scream when he felt hands move down his chest towards his waist. He just about to scream when he felt that the hands moved down and recognized that nauseous smell quick as flash. Debu reached out and grabbed the searching hand. Or he was get very nauseous smell. Nauseous is feeling inclined to vomit. Such kind of smell he feel in a minute. And then he heard a strangled exclamation. Strangled means so we can say squeeze or constrict the neck. Such kind of exclamation he heard, and the hands fought frantically to free themselves. And when they would try to catch those hands, so they hands are trying hardly to make them free. They would struggle to hold on, but the hands were fiendishly strong. Sluggish with the sleep, Debu could not grip them hard enough. They wrenched themselves out of breath. With a muffled cry, he sat up and flung off his bedclothes. Someone was stumbling away. So now the person who was holding him, now he went away, stumbling away, or Debu sat on his bed. He was about to cry, give chase, when something stopped him. He just wanted to cry, or he just wanted to chase him. When someone stopped him, it would lead to more quarrels, could even delay their departure. If he will cry, so it could it could maybe more delay for their departure, and he will not be able to find his father soon. So he hasn't cried, or he just sat down quietly, and he hasn't thanked this to anyone. But yes, he thanked to providence, he thanks to God that he had made him remove the money bag. He would have to be very careful now. He would have removed the money bag means it is better, like before that only, when somebody come and rob that bag, he remove that money bag. So he would be thankful for that. It's just a short story, or we can say a short sections of the Karma to Tibet by Deepa Agrawal. And Deepa Agrawal is an author, poet, and translator. She has written over 50 books in English and Hindi for children. Her most popular book is Karwa to Tibet. This is the same we are reading. This is the chapter about. I hope you all understand. Thank you so much, students. Enjoy reading. Thank you.